Hello, and welcome to Medical Glove Due Diligence, 5 Minutes to Save $5 Million, Part 5. My name is David Lawrence. I'm an Illinois qualified attorney based in Bangkok since 2010, with my most relevant experience being a few years working for the parent company of Sri Trang Gloves, Thailand, now Public Company Limited, where I was responsible for their FDA database registrations, among many other things. In our last video, we digressed a bit to address Robbie Baldwin's comment where I sort of glossed over the fact that Sri Trang's 510K didn't line up and actually raised a red flag. So I think I addressed that red flag. And spoiler alert, we're going to come across that same issue in this one. Before I begin, I will give my disclaimer that I express no opinion or imply no expression of any opinion whatsoever regarding the legitimacy of any purported supplier on this or any other video, unless I expressly say that. For Sri Trang, I gave you my personal promise they were a legitimate supplier, but I can't do that for anyone else because that's my job. Okay, we have a 3-part test for all of these purported suppliers that we look at. One, does the facility match? Does their actual facilities match what they say they can do, what they claim to do on the website? 2, do they have a 510K? Is that 510K? If so, is that 510K linked to their company? If not, how? What is the story behind that? And finally, everything on the FDA database should be verified or verifiable externally. So let's go. We start, as always, at the FDA website homepage, click through to medical devices, device listing. And the company we're going to look at for this video is 24 Clean Energy Company Limited. So we go immediately to their registration. We see they're located in Chachoengsao, which I probably haven't pronounced correctly, but it is an industrial area outside of Thailand, outside of Bangkok, so that's possible. Their official correspondent is internal, and their U.S. agent is outsourced. So we have no real concerns there, provided, as always, preferably with a site visit, that they can do what they say they can do. So what do they say they can do? Well, they say they can do a nitrile glove as a contract manufacturer, foreign exporter, manufacturer, repackager, and relabeler, which means they can do it all. So we click on that, and well, we don't have a 510K associated with that listing, so we know how to handle that. And now we'll go to another one. Okay, here we've got one, polymer patient examination glove, LZA, linked to a 510K. Let's go to the 510K. 510K belongs not to, well, we don't know who it belongs to, but it was not applied for by 24 Clean Energy. It was applied for by Ever Global Vietnam Enterprise Corp. Well, how did the 510K get from Ever Global to these guys? That's a good question. I don't know the answer, but that's something we would want to know. Now, clicking over to Ever Global, okay, they're still in business apparently because they've registered here, and they have a listing that's very similar to Sri Trang's listing. They're not quite as big, so just looking at the way they've set it up, looks like they have some professional regulatory affairs folks on it. And then another question I have is that this was LZA, but here it comes under LZC because this is actually a chemotherapy claim glove and not a standard glove. Honestly, I don't know exactly how that works and whether that's a good listing or not, but that's something to look into. And if you don't know how to look into that, like I don't know how to look into that, you can go for Elsmar Cove. This is a fantastic website that really helped me get involved. Or when I came into Sri Trang, I had no regulatory affairs experience whatsoever, and these guys were a fantastic community that helped me. So I'll drop the link in the description. They are a really fantastic group of guys. So as we know, we've got to figure out how the 510K got from Ever Global to 24 Clean Energy. And until we know, we need to be a little bit cautious. Okay? And by the way, the picture is still crooked behind me.